The last time we actually sang was, I believe, was the Solemn Profession on 8th of Feb. And then from there, what I heard was that Archbishop was going to close and cease masses because he doesn't want the spread of COVID going to the Catholic community in Singapore.
Week after week, we've been going back for masses physically in the main church, and then suddenly having that privilege actually just taken from you, it did not sit well at all, honestly, in the beginning.
From there, Friar Mike approached Zachary, the pianist, and myself, saying that St. Mary's is going to do a web broadcast of Mass on YouTube. So from there, he got different people, the lectors, the digital ministry, the music ministry, and the event for Easter, the youth, for the 9 days of novena. So what happened was that all of us had to do a joint effort in coming to make one clip for Mass. I don't have a specific good quality studio mic for recording instruments. So what Friar Mike did was that he liaised with me and said, I'll bring the keyboard from St. Mary's choir practice room over. So he actually took the time and effort to bring it over to my house. And the keyboard is it's outside my room, and nearly every day I've been using it to record.
And slowly as we reached Easter, more and more things started coming in, like all the singing and all the stuff that Brian Mike wanted. And basically this whole big project just kicked off on its own.
3 weekends after the COVID-19 suspension of masses, everyone on the choir WhatsApp group was longing for community. They were thinking, okay, let's meet on Zoom. Let's catch up over Zoom. Have a sharing session, have a spiritual session.
Last summer, there was one of these spiritual sessions which I liked very much because it was led by a choir member, by Marianne, and she said one thing that hit me somehow. She was talking about that singing in the choir is in fact an honor to participate in the service for God.
I sometimes just read the words of the hymns that I sing or I conduct sometimes, and I find them very meaningful. Even for me personally, if the words are meaningful, it's probably meaningful for someone else as well.
Because we kind of like miss singing at Mass, we miss the choir practices, we miss the fellowship. So for Easter, the suggestion was for everybody to come on at the same time through Zoom and to say Happy Easter and try singing one Easter song. Then after that, it was a laugh.
So it was a little bit of a disaster because with Zoom, there is a lag. So you can't actually sing together.
We kind of toyed with the idea of why not we record, then after that someone will compile the song. Yeah, so record individually and then after that we compile it. I went on YouTube to watch some YouTube videos and picked up some know-how. I will consider a little bit of know-how and put the video together.
It was Friar Mike's idea that he wanted a virtual choir for the online telecast. He was really keen about getting this virtual choir thing going as well, for one or two of the special services. I have never done a virtual choir. This was a first for me in terms of being both the participant, the organizer, and the editor. Yeah, it was quite a refreshing experience trying to piece things together.
It's not easy as a chorister, a church chorister especially, to bring up your phone and record yourself singing, especially when you're listening to the music on your own. So people around you will just be hearing the sound of your voice.
It does take some courage to record and to put yourself out there because what you record is literally only your voice. with no keyboard helping you, with nothing masking it. It's just you and your voice, imperfect as it is.
The key thing is nobody is perfect, okay? And our singing is our prayer to God also. Do not be bothered about if there's going to be any imperfections.
Because when you're in the choir, you're actually actively listening out to everyone else around you. What I did to assist them is to actually create part scores for them, and basically the part movies, like track for them to sing along with.
So actually, it's very strange for me to be conducting to a wall and my camera on the wall. So that's very weird because all I see is my shadow, you see, and it's not one take. It's over and over. So for my previous recording, the Lord bless you and keep you. Honestly, I took at least 10 tries to get it correct.
I will select the hymn and I will let Zachary know so that I'll request for him to help me record on the piano. Also, I will look up the scores for the choir members. Once Zachary sends me the piano background track, I will put it all together in the video editor, and then I'll play the music and I will conduct to my laptop. Also, because my choir doesn't just sing the melody, but they also sing a 4-part harmony, I will record a separate track of me singing those parts. So for example, I will sing the lower man part, and I will also sing the lower female part, and I will release 4 different videos. So every video is meant for one soprano, one for alto, one for the tenor, one for the bass. So it gives them the sensation of not singing alone, because that can be terrifying at times, but also gives them a guide to sing along.
I am somewhat of a perfectionist when it comes to these sort of things, especially the more recent projects where it was very familiar hymns like Laudate Domino, and even recently, I think the most recent Mass, Lead Me Lord, averagely it takes me about 2 hours in order for me to even get a recording which I'm actually satisfied with. And especially because we haven't been singing for very long, there's like a lot of skills that are already rusty. There's a lot of like techniques that I had to use that I haven't used in a very long time, and I still need to get used to it again. Laughing is contagious and it's advantageous. Yeah, something like that. It's like a constant revisiting revision of every single technique that I have to know.
So once they recorded their clip, they send it back to us, and then we put it all together. What we do is that every clip that you send us, we need to split the clip as a video file and as an audio file. So we need to mix the audio file first, make it sound like a choir, and then transfer it over to the video editor and place every video there.
One of my choir members from Germany has also been actively participating in virtual choir, and she comments that it's very heartwarming to see everyone come together in the virtual choir video during the virtual mass.
I am located in Germany with Lena. We are singing together in Germany with you, with the people in Singapore, with the choir in Singapore. And this has got a very special meaning to me.
It's the closest thing we can get to community singing that we will not be having for quite a long time.
In the time we live now, that the world is a little bit dividing itself up, and that conflicts between nations are rising. And when I sing in the virtual choir with you in Singapore, I always have the feeling to be united in music with the choir in Singapore, to do something together. And that is what I think that music does. It is a universal language and it can bring people together.
Look at the world, everything all around us. Look at the world and marvel every day.
Look at the world, so many joys and wonders, so many miracles along our way. Praise to thee, O Lord, for all creation. Give us strength for Christ that we may sing. All the gifts we share and every blessing, all things come of thee.
When we first went out with that first effort, people started to say, I saw you, I saw you. It wasn't about us alone, but we felt that people connected. And that's what community is. We want to humanize the whole idea of actually watching Mass from your own different homes and places where people can say, I know this person, I know this community, I know I'm part of St. Mary's because this is the person I'm familiar with.
It's actually a situation where we have no choice, but we have to adapt to the world as it evolves, right? The ever-going incarnation. So we do. This was a part of it. With each change, we have to think about different ways of doing something. It's exciting because we know what we can't do. We have to figure out what we can in order to move and retain the church in communion, prayer in communion.
We thank the Lord for the gathering of souls and hearts and minds that we come together to share with the greater community so that everyone else of us can continue to be part of this community and reach out to know that we're actually part of God's family. So we ask you to continue to guide us as we move along in this journey. Send your spirit down to us. Bless those who we meet and those whom we meet virtually through this project.